wish I knew.
Welcome back to My Husband is My Best Friend.
Peter discusses ex-wife Amina Buddafly losing her apartment and moving to Germany.
Yeah.
Because I'm forced to defend myself. I can't allow somebody to say I would let my children be homeless. And the people that know me, like you. I don't really have to speak much about it. But people hate me already.
Mm.
They hate me. They watch Love and Hip Hop. They hate my character on Love and Hip Hop. So as I'm trying to clean up the brand and move forward, this makes it look this takes me back down to level ground zero. And it's up because I go to ground zero for some cheating shit. I'll go to ground zero for some other shit, but not for letting my kids be homeless. That's mind boggling, man. Mind
Yeah.
boggling. Mind boggling.
They always say you never know what's gonna happen when a motherfucker wakes up the next day. You never know. This, it could be you may get married to somebody. I've had friends where they got married and the next day the wife's like, I don't want this anymore. 2 weeks later. So shit like that. You know what I mean? I'm
Yeah,
just
definitely. I
yeah.
get it. Listen, I don't get it. I'm lying. I don't get it. I was about to say, look, shit, I will never understand this shit. I've literally just left LA. We literally just made a plan.
Yeah.
We not
Yeah.
keeping none of this shit. All this shit is going. I would be too embarrassed to tell a moving company to put that shit somewhere else.
Hmm.
We already made the plan. You're going to Germany, you're coming back, and you're moving into that Airbnb.
Right. Right.
We discussed this yesterday.
Yeah.
Where the did it go left between then and then? The only thing I could go to is my nigga attention is a mother.
Yeah.
But here's what could have happened. Here's another
Mm.
reason you kick yourself in the ass.
Okay.
Ready for this one? I
Uh-oh.
could have saved myself 60 something thousand dollars if I had just let her say she was homeless months ago, a year ago.
Right.
I'm sending all of this money to prevent you from doing some dumb shit and saying you're homeless and do shit like that. Why would because that's some shit I feel like she would have done. I'm
Yeah.
literally breaking the fucking bank, robbing Peter to pay Paul, taking all my money, paying her bill, paying her, sending her the rent money, and sending her stuff, just so that what I mean, whatever you could bring. I can't do it all. You got to do something. I can't do it all. I got multiple kids. I got and this is with me not even helping a lot on the other kids. So it becomes to me, I start feeling like I should have let her go to Germany a long time ago and do this whole I'm homeless act because I would have saved myself thousands of dollars.
Yeah.
Says I don't
Be
understand this shit.
sure to like,
Yeah.
share, and subscribe.
Shit. That I don't I'm telling you, man. It's like I mean and she and then the anger and the bitterness that she
There
could
is
have been like
no anger.
well I'm talking
That's what I'm trying to say. That's what makes it even
from
weird.
her there's none.
There is none. I don't
There's
understand what's
if
going on.
there's none, why the would she do that to your character? If there is none, knowing that you take care of your kids, why the so that means there is some. I'm saying just from listen, I ain't no fucking therapist, but I'm saying from like going from that to that and clowning you like that, that's fucked up, man. That's fucked up, dude. And I really I think there's a hidden anger, a bitterness of that why she's doing this. There's a bitterness, man. I'm telling you, because why the fuck would you do that? Why would you do that? Why would you do that? Why the fuck would you do that? There's no bitterness, but she did this, and now it's going viral as you know what I'm saying? And now your character, you're already, struggling with people. You go, okay, I know you don't like me from Love and Hip Hop and all this other shit. You think I'm that character, but if people get to know you, everyone goes, damn, Peter, cool than motherfucker. Oh, Peter's a great guy. He's really, I mean, he'll tell you, I fucked up, I cheated. Yeah, he admits his shit, but other than that, he's one of the coolest dudes on the planet, one of the most loyal dudes on the planet, too. Always got your back. That's real talk. And when it comes to his kids, because I've seen you with them, I've seen you going here. Oh, God, I'm over here. I'm traveling. I got to take my son got this. You be like, I had to get my son a new bike. I had to get my daughter. You're always on it. You be on live with them. Say what's up to Uncle Godfrey. What's up? Be like, what up? What up?
100%.
All day long. And for her to do that is there's some bitterness in there. There's a bitterness in there, and she's mad because think about it. As an artist, she's like, I haven't gotten to this point in my life. I didn't get. I'm not making it as an artist. We all know in this business, it's fucked up. It's fucked up. We're as artists, you want to get to certain levels. She hasn't been able to do that. You know what I mean? A girl like her who's pretty and all this shit, she sees you still you're doing your thing, you're still thriving, but she's bitter because this is remember, this is a theory that she can't have you to herself. Period. That's how I feel. Regardless of whatever dude she's with, you were the best dude. The bullshit. Them other dudes was cornballs. You still a cool ass motherfucker, dog. Period.
Yeah,
And that's how I feel, dude. You
I appreciate you, bro.
know what I'm
Appreciate that.
saying?
I don't know. I just don't know what. I honestly speaking, had we not been speaking or it's been ugly, I just left LA. We was all in the malls buying these little labubus and all these dolls for the girls and
Yeah.
taking them to get clothes and
Yeah.
going to eat and chilling and making our plan to recalibrate and for her to come back. So
Yeah.
I think was again, and I keep repeating myself. I think if had we been arguing or not been on good terms or I have not been doing or sending money, I would understand that. You know, there was a lot of time between me going to visit the girls, but that's a lot to do with sending you all my money.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna be able to pay for a hotel, flights, and all that when you need your rent paid. If you need this and you need that, I'm sending you every dollar I have, and that's the truth, bro. And it ain't. I don't know if people look at me and think just because I'm on TV or I've done stuff that I'm rich. It ain't like that, man.
Right.
It ain't like that. It all goes out, but I don't cry about it. I'm from the 174th Street, Vice Avenue. I've been to the bottom of my whole block burned out, getting water out the fire hydrant. So there's no circumstance that I'm not ready for. So it's not
Right.
that. It's more of my kids could never be homeless.
Right.
And this is what
Right.
I mean by homeless. Let's say I don't got a crib or I didn't have no place to live. I give up my spot in Dallas and whatever, right? I come from a family, a huge family.
Yeah.
We all got houses.
Yeah.
And I got friends worth millions and millions of dollars that I would have to go, yo, bro, I'm stuck. I'm not doing that. I'm going to figure my family and my shit doesn't feel manly for me to go to another and say, yo, I'm stuck. I need help with this or help with that. I
Yeah.
like to figure my own shit out. But before I let my kids go homeless, I'm not going to call my man and say, yo, look, I need to take care of this and hang in. You know what I mean? But either way, I was just venting to you. I had to go live because when your publicists call you and say you got to say something, and my publicist is not just my publicist; it's a personal friend of mine who
Yeah.
watched me send my last money out to Amina. So it's almost like to see you give all your money, or like you don't have nothing in your pocket, you're sending it all away. To see that, and then to see her go do that, it's like it's hurt. It's hurtful to everybody. It's hurtful to my kids. It's hurtful to my family. They all asking me what's up. I mean, I don't know. And for her to say there to thank God for my family when her family is actually thanking me,
Yeah.
I flew her out there. I've been
Yeah.
holding it down. I'm bringing her back. So
Yeah.
it's almost like, what? Why wouldn't you mention Peter was doing everything he could. I didn't feel like I was getting enough money to do my side. So I
Yeah.
wanted to leave. That is mind boggling to me,
Mm.
mind boggling. And for some reason, I thought she would jump on here and have something like to tell me because it seems like she likes to do it via, she wants the world to know.
Yeah.
If I was homeless, you wouldn't know it.
Right.
I wouldn't let the world know that shit. Not for no reason. You wouldn't know it. However, homeless to me is I don't have nowhere to go.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's the word homeless. You can't throw that word around like that. There's a place in New York you could come to. There was a place in Dallas you could have went to with a gym, a game room, a fucking movie theater, and a swimming pool right outside my door. Just sitting there. I mean, to go to Dallas. I don't want to. What am I going to do in Dallas? So you can't sling that fucking word homeless around. When my friends are homeless, they sleeping in cars and boxes. No, nobody's no. That's homeless.
Yeah.
As long as you stand with a family member, that's not homeless, and that's not where you're supposed to be staying. You was going out there. I implore, when she goes up or goes live, I implore everybody to say, do you have a round trip ticket back to LA? Are your kids enrolled in middle school in LA?
Right.
Do you have an Airbnb fully furnished that you're supposed to move in LA? Was that not a plan you and Peter made? And if she says, no, that's bullshit, I didn't say I was going to do that, I'll eat my words, I'll eat everything I'm saying.
Right.
If you say that was Peter sending you thousands of dollars over the last year and a half, you know, when things went down for her, I had to pick step in. If she says, nah, he wasn't doing that, I'll eat all my words, my nigga.
Yeah.
But my mother just passed away. On her heart, on her life, on everything I love, I would never not do the best I
Homeless
would
is
do since every.
not having a home of your own. Hey, miss, why don't you shut the up? How about that?
Thanks for tuning in to My Husband is My Best Friend.